Hey guys, it's Sonia here. Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome to my channel. So today's video is what I've kind of been planning out for a while. I've been kind of wanting to make a video the past few weeks just about how I managed to get straight A's last semester in university. I've really learned some really good habits over the past year that I feel like really contributed to my success in my courses, which were pretty difficult. I don't think I've ever told you guys, but I am majoring in kinesiology, which is a lot of science and bio-heavy courses. And yeah, I'm currently taking a Bachelor of Arts. These are habits that I wish I had developed in like high school and stuff, because I remember in high school I was the worst procrastinator ever, and that is something that I feel like I'm gonna struggle with my whole life. But this year I really made sure that I like cracked it down and didn't let that happen, because I needed to boost my GPA, because in first year I didn't do that well, and then I took a gap year to kind of get my together and figure out what I want to do with my life. And so this year I knew I had to come out with a bang, and I ended up taking 4 courses: human anatomy, human physiology 1, research methods, and then as my elective I took social psych. But I managed getting an A+ in human anatomy, an A+ in research methods, an A in human physiology, which I'm so sad about because I did actually end with an 89.3, which is an A, but they didn't bump me to the A+, and I worked my ass off, but like it's fine. And then I ended off with an A in social psychology. So I thought I'd do this video to give any of you guys that are going into university, that are worried about the workload and stuff, and kind of just help you out with procrastination and time management and everything like that. I'm currently just gonna show you my schedule of what I'm doing this semester. So this semester I have 3 courses because one of them is worth double the credits. I'm taking human physiology 2, statistics, and modes of reasoning, which is kind of like a philosophy course. So I'm just gonna show you a typical day of all the work I have to do and how I kind of manage my life, going out with friends, also trying to film YouTube videos. It kind of helps that I'm filming a YouTube video about doing schoolwork. Everybody's born with their natural IQs, right? You can't really change that, but you can change the amount of effort you put in. And my whole life I have been the type of girl that literally didn't care about school. I didn't do homework. I would push with a B, and I was like, I'm okay with that. But now that I'm like in university and I'm like, oh shit, like I need to get my together, I'm trying to boost my GPA. So hopefully I can raise my GPA from like a B+ to an A. I just want to show you like my desk for school. So here I have my lamp. I usually have my laptop here charging right there, and I'm gonna fill this cup up with some Coke Zero probably, just to drink while I work. I have my pencils and pens here. There are whiteboard markers. My whiteboard's back there. My pens and highlighters and markers and ruler in case I need anything. My Harry Styles CD, obviously. My headphones, because sometimes I need headphones to do work. For example, my statistics course, we had to collect data and I needed headphones in order to do that. So here are kind of just all my books that I have. So these are all my textbook currently. My physiology textbook's in my room because it's not really mandatory for the course, but I use it. This is my lab manual for statistics. This is my journal that I just doodle in. This is like my weight tracking thing that I do. This isn't really a part of school, but I keep it down here because that's where I like to organize. And this is also my day planner. So this is kind of what the area looks like. There's like a correlation in my head between organization and like mental health. It just so happens that when I'm the most stressed out, depressed, worried, anxious time in my life, that just so happens that when my basement is a complete mess, I can't even see the floor, when my room is a disaster. So I find that when my space is clear, my mind is clear. So one tip that I recommend, whether you're in high school and you find out your exam dates or test due dates, or when you're in uni and your prof gives you the syllabus, the best thing to do right away so you do not forget. You don't know how many people I know that have slept through an exam because they forgot to write down they had it that day. Get all those dates down and write them down as soon as possible, whether it's on your phone calendar, whether you have an actual calendar, whether you set reminders on your phone, you just write down the dates in a notebook, or you use my personal favorite, my MacBook Air. That's the computer I have the built-in calendar on there, because I do most of my schoolwork on my laptop, so it just makes sense that I have the important dates on my laptop. So if you look on this bar here, you'll see calendar, and just click that. So as you can see, January 6th, it was back to school, which is sad. Every Tuesday I have stats labs due, and these are just weekly assignments that I have to get done. How my stats class works is that if you miss a weekly assignment, you don't get penalized for it. The weight of that assignment goes directly to your final exam. Now personally, Personally, I would much rather just do a small 30-minute assignment a week than have an extra 10% on my final. Things like that, little small assignments that you could do to help you boost up your grade before a huge final, that's huge in my opinion. In my research course, it was the exact same thing. They would literally not do any assignment, no midterms, and their final would be 100%. And that is so stressful during finals when you literally have 5 exams and one of them is worth 100%. So try not to overwork yourself like that. Try not to put that insane amount of pressure. I know what days off by heart I have class, but here on January the 28th, oh, I need this to focus. On January 28th, I also have a stats lab due, as well as my first modes of reasoning test, my philosophy test. And then for physiology, I have labs every other week. How that course works is that we have labs every other week, and basically at the beginning of every lab, we have literally a 4-question quiz, and he said he's doing this to give us some bonus marks. We literally just have to read over the lab and answer what the lab's about, and we get a free like 20% or something like that, or 10%, I don't remember exactly. So I recommend putting on your calendar any assignment you have, whether it's a lab that's due or it's just an essay. Me, I don't have any essays, thank God. Midterms that you have, any finals, anything like that that is very important towards school. So that's basically it for the calendar. The next biggest thing that saved my ass, day planner. Look how cute this is. It's freaking pink and it was like 10 bucks at Walmart. I used to write to-do lists every day and that would honestly get annoying because it wasn't very structured. This, you have a day-by-day basis. Yesterday was very hectic. I was supposed to do all my readings and all my lectures, but the furnace at my house ended up breaking. Our Wi-Fi ended up shutting down, and I was also really sick. But I have the whole weekend. Today's Saturday. I'm planning on doing a lot today. It's 2 p.m. because we didn't get our furnace fixed till literally 10 minutes ago. Gonna start now. So today I plan on doing my statistics lab assignment. I want to edit and upload a video, but I was supposed to do that yesterday, so that's probably not gonna happen today. The most important thing is really just filming. So today I need to do 2 physiology lectures. So I'm gonna write physiology lectures, and since I have 2 to do, I put 2 boxes. I did 1 yesterday because I had a little bit of time, but not a lot. And today I also need to do a stats lecture, a statistics lecture to go over it. So today the goal is to finish 3 lectures. Yesterday I was supposed to film how I managed to get straight A's in uni, but that didn't happen, so I'm moving that to today, which is the filming process. Today I also plan on filming a BitLife video. I'm planning on dyeing my eyebrows. So that's another video I want to do. And realistically, I think that in 5 hours I could probably get my assignment done, do my lectures, and film. Then I like to write little extra things that I think I might want to do. For example, I really want to do my philosophy readings, and I have about 3 readings to do for that. So if I can just get 1 done today, that would really help. And another thing I want to try and do today is live stream on YouNow if I have time, if I get all this stuff done, and that's kind of the goal for today. So one thing I'm really grateful for, you guys, is that my university offers lecture recordings. When you're sitting in an anatomy class and they are spitting all these new long words and you're trying to write down everything and what it means, realistically, you're not gonna absorb that much information and your notes are gonna be sloppy and you're probably not even gonna be give up halfway. That's what happens to me. So some days if I can't make it to class, it really helps that the lectures are offered online. Personally, if anyone else is like me, this is just what works for me. I'm an independent learner. I'm very introverted and independent. All I need is a textbook, my typed notes or my written notes, and the material, and I will learn it. Yeah, the first things I want to tackle today are my physiology lectures, then my stats lecture, then my lab assignment. Because I'm getting it done every time the lecture actually happens, I finish that lecture by that night. Yesterday was just the exception because of everything that happened at home. So this means that when the time of the midterm comes, I've already gone through all the material. I've already made all my notes on the material, and I just have to review it. I'm not seeing the information for the first time. And that's kind of the key thing that I've noticed that makes the hugest difference. I took a little break. I worked on the beginning part of the lecture, but I went upstairs, I cooked, I ate. This can is so cold. I'm literally gonna sit here for 3-4 hours and just do schoolwork. It's literally freezing. I banged my forearm and now it hurts. Okay, so here I have the two lectures. This is my first one and the second one. I'm about 15 minutes through the first one. Basically what I like to do is I like to listen it, not on like a fast speed. I usually do that to review. But my first time hearing the lecture, I like to just listen, and I pretty much write everything my prof says. And that's usually what I like to include in my notes. And what happens is I go back like about a week before the midterm and I summarize my lecture notes even more into actual like study notes. And then while I study those study notes, I'll listen to the lecture recordings in like 2 times speed. I get the lecture recording, I like put it to about half the size of the screen. So here I have my lecture notes, and so far I'm at about 11 pages after like, I think this is the 5th lecture. Yeah, so we're just kind of learning about inspiration and expiration and the physiology behind it. So what I do is I put the title expiration, right? I write down what he puts on the slides, and then I'll make a side note of anything he said. See, I'll make a side note. For example, expiration. Diaphragm relaxes, intercostals relax, pressure of intrapleural increases since the volume size decreases, alveoli collapse to equalize pressure, and expiration is a passive process. And then anything he added, for example, I'll write under the note. Boyle's law says that when the chest gets smaller, the intrapleural space gets smaller. Because the intrapleural pressure went up, you changed the transpulmonary pressure, and transpulmonary pressure is equal to alveolar pressure minus intrapleural pressure. Now that is a tongue twister. That's kind of what we're learning right now. The biggest thing I find, sorry, I like chewing on ice cubes. The biggest mistake I found that I have made in the past is I'll just kind of make note, and even if I don't get something, I'll just be like, hey, like sucks, like I'll figure it out later. Don't move on until you understand it. Because once you understand it and it makes sense, the next time you go over it, you'll already understand it. And you just have to memorize what you need to memorize. You just have to draw out the processes so you learn it. The other lecture I did, it took me about 2 hours just to get through a 10-minute portion because I didn't fully understand it. But because I took the time to, now next time it comes around, I fully understand the process. So it's like I'm studying as I'm making my lecture notes, so that when I actually come to study, I know everything already. So this is a bit of a process, but this is kind of what I do. It's what works for me, and I highly recommend it. If you don't have access to lecture recordings, make sure you go to every class. If you have access to only lecture slides, go to class. Don't write down what's on the slides, write down the extra stuff they say, because you'll always have access to the slide information, right? Don't waste time writing what's on the slides and missing what the prof is saying in class. Physiology lecture, we're doing that one, and then we're doing that one after, and then we're doing the stats lecture. I just finished one lecture. Some of the stuff we learned was new. It took me like 2 hours. So this is where I left off. So I made about 3 pages worth of notes. The biggest thing though isn't like the writing the notes parts. It's as I'm writing, I pause and I re-listen to what he says so that I fully understand it. Like, it's easy to just type words. The hard part is learning it. And I did forget to mention that each lecture is 45 minutes worth of material, but just think pausing, going back, re-listening, taking time to pause and understand that takes time. So I'm going to check off on my day planner one of the phys lectures. That's a good thing. It's so like satisfying to make your goals every day very achievable. Don't be like, I'm gonna do all my readings, all my lectures, everything in one day. So it's very satisfying and feels like good when you check something off. So one thing though that I can't stress enough is like, take study breaks. Like, go to the bathroom, drink water. Remember that life is so much more than school. You have to try and do the best you can, but still try and enjoy your day. Every time I finish like a lecture, usually I do like a lecture and then I take a break. So that was like 2.5 hours. Now I'm gonna take like a 5-minute break and play some like Diner Dash or go on TikTok. We're human, man. So I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. Then I'm gonna do my next lecture. And just remember guys, stay on top of your work. Last semester, I literally had an evaluation every week, whether it was a quiz, a midterm, or a lab test. You don't understand the freaking dedication and time. That's why I like didn't post. Like, it literally consumed my life because it was so much. And I managed to pull some A's. So I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna play some Diner Dash and then get to the next lecture. So I'm gonna start my lab assignment tonight. Probably not gonna do all of it. So tomorrow, just in case I'll write stats assignment, tomorrow I'll do my philosophy readings. halfway done my assignment. So I'm just gonna check that off for today. Done my phys lectures, done my stats lectures. I'm too tired to live stream, so I'm probably just gonna do it tomorrow night, so I'm gonna cross that out. So I'm pretty much done everything on my list. Halfway done my assignment, done all my lectures. Tomorrow, so like as you can see, that's pretty much everything. And tomorrow I wrote down finish lab assignment, finish readings, even though it's not really like mandatory, but I kind of just want to do that to just, you know. So yeah. This is kind of just a video of how I study for school, how I make my routine and plan out my day so I can do as well in school as possible. And last semester I managed getting 2 A+ and 2 A's, so I hope you guys take some tips from this video. The biggest thing is time management. Write down your evaluation dates. If a lecture is Monday, do your lecture notes Monday night. Your lecture is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Make sure that by Friday you have that entire week's lecture notes done. One thing I've noticed is that in order to really do well in university, like get A's, you really need to sacrifice something. Me personally, I find that I can't go out every night if I want to. With university, the content isn't hard. There's just a lot of it. And it's impossible to do it all the night before and like get an A+. Like I've learned that the hard way, trust me. I've been through that, I've messed up a few times. If you guys have any more questions or you want me to do any more like study videos, how I actually like study, I have a midterm January 28th. I can like vlog that day just how I actually study. So I don't know, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, I'd really appreciate if you hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down below with notifications turned on because new YouTube algorithm, you guys already know, likes and turning on notifications really helps my video like get pushed. Okay guys, good luck with all your schoolwork and your tests and everything, but I love you guys and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.